The thing there's a couple things that make it tricky. Like you said, it's got 3 parts. Also, I think the trickiest thing actually is that it's got a minus and a minus, so you're subtracting a whole bunch of stuff. And when you're subtracting, it's easy to make mistakes. And then, like you also said, these are x squareds, but this one's x cubed. But actually, that part's actually turns out it's going to be pretty easy because there's not another x cubed, so it's just going to stay by itself.
You told me before.
Yeah, he's a jerk like that. Okay, Alex. The first thing we need to do is we need to get rid of all these parentheses so that we can do that thing that begins with a C and ends with combined like terms. Yep, that's what we got to do.
You told us last time.
This one you can. 8x squared plus 7x minus 5, no problem. But this one you're subtracting, so here's the thing. Man, this reminds me, this is the thing right here, M&M. This, because of the parentheses, this is one number. It's hard to see that. We're not used to looking at stuff like with subtraction in the middle of it and seeing it as one thing, but it's one number. And the easier, man, the sooner you can start seeing that as one number, the easier it's going to be to handle all these things. So that's just one number. And so is this. And so was this, just one number. Because the parentheses group it together and that changes the order of operations. All right, but we're subtracting that one number. So what's going to happen is you're going to be subtracting 3x squared and you're going to be adding, because it's going to be minus negative 4. That's plus 4. Because it's going to be, it would be like minus negative 4x, right? KC. You could think about it like that too. Like this is really like negative 1 times that. You could think about it like that. So negative 1 times positive 3 is negative 3, and negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. Yeah, you could definitely do it that way. Am I going too fast? We're doing good? Yeah? Vanessa, you're rock solid? Or are you Gucci? Or neither?
Neither.
Whoa. Okay.
You Versace?
Yeah. You factory to you? Yeah. Ross. Not quite down to the factory to you. I'm a Ross today. Right. Yeah. And after I get one right, it's going to be TJ Maxx. All right. Okay.
Okay, you can go. You can go. I got stuff already.
Okay. So Vanessa, we're also going to be subtracting this whole thing. So like Alex said, you can think about it like it's minus 1 times all of the 3 terms inside that one number. So negative 1 times negative 6 is plus.
Yes.
Right? And negative times a negative again is positive. You know what's interesting about this, M&M, is a lot of the time students learn how to multiply positive and negative numbers for the first time when they do this. Like they never get it, and then all of a sudden doing this, they're like, oh, I see how it works now.
But also you could just look at it as just changing the signs, right?
That's exactly the same thing. Yeah, it's just changing the signs. You're subtracting it, and subtracting is addition of the opposite. So yeah, lots of ways you can think about it. Okay, now we got to do the combining like terms thing, right? So there's only one x cubed, right, Jackie? You're not gonna let Alex distract you today, right?
No.
She's distracted.
I was asking her Priscilla was.
You were asking him what?
Where Priscilla was.
Oh yeah, I don't know where Priscilla is either.
She said that she's on the way.
Okay, good. So 6x cubed, we're good with that, and that's the only one, so I don't have to worry about combining it or anything. Now we have to be careful from here on out because there's 3 different x squared terms. You see, there's one, there's another, and here's the last. And you have to be really careful with the signs. See, this is an 8 minus 3 plus 5. I'm going to scratch this one out, by the way. 8 minus 3 plus 5. Is that 10?
Yeah.
Because 8 minus 3 is 5, plus another 5 is 10.
Yeah,
So plus 10x squared. Doing good? Okay, so I'm going to scratch those out. Now they look like your picture in the yearbook. Okay, almost done. We have a plus 7 and a plus 4. Don't worry about this minus. This minus goes with that 5. It has nothing to do with this. Not unless there was parentheses. So that's 11. 11x And then minus 5 and minus 3, right? Negative 8. And now you are done. And do you see how I wrote it with the biggest exponent first? That will, if that's, the degree is 3. That will make your life a lot easier if you get in the habit of that. It's called descending order. We'll talk about it later, but yeah, we will talk about it. There's Priscilla. Yep. Before we move on, do you guys have other questions about this problem right here? No?
I
Okay.
don't want him to attack me.
But don't even worry about him. Yeah.